What's up, YouTube? It's been a hot minute. I know for anyone that does watch these videos, or knows me personally here in the area, you guys know that I do have a pretty busy October. So that is always a little nerve-wracking on the training side, as like the end of October is very close to Hyrox Chicago. With me being a cross-country coach and me being a local race director for a Halloween race here in the area, which is a ton of work. If you ever get into directing big local community races that involve shutting your city down in certain parts, have a good team, have a very good team, and I do. I'm very fortunate that I have a very good team. But still, on the setup and tear down side of my end, it's a lot of work. I said I also had to sneak in our regional cross-country meet on Friday. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I got some good workouts in, but it just was time to kind of put the content creating behind me for a few days and focus on the task at hand right in front of me, and that was getting the race perfectly executed, getting it set up, get it torn down, and making our sponsors happy, making our foundation happy, and then just getting training in when I could. And I would say I was still very, very, very happy with the training that I got. I kind of more or less just stuck to our classes here, our CrossFit classes, and still managed to hit about 34 miles for the week, which for me is like right in my sweet spot. I will say I'm a little fatigued on the lack of sleep that I got last week, so I spent a lot of time Sunday and Monday kind of getting back up to speed with recovery and refueling my body. So did come in last night, knocked out a pretty solid Hyrox workout. I wish I would have filmed that one, but I didn't. So yeah, just going to focus on the sled pull today. We're going to do a strength workout, probably do some deadlifts, do some heavy power cleans, do some hang cleans, maybe some Zercher squats, and then probably load the sled up for a little bit, jump on the bike. And then I got some clients tonight, and then we'll probably just knock out the mileage is going to start going down a little bit. So I got 4 miles tonight on the schedule, maybe 5 miles. And then tomorrow, a good friend of mine reached out and she's a photographer, she wanted to mess with her new drone. And tomorrow is a track workout. So to be continued, we might have some nice drone track footage of me not running that very fast, that fast, not very fast. But anyway, let's get to the workout. All right, that's the session for now. We got a 4 mile run later plus some strides. Yeah, like I said, I just didn't really feel like getting my heart rate up today. I just want to work on some strength. It's nice to load the sled up heavy. Like I said, I finished with 5 rounds. We did 250 meter ski, kept it between like 150 and 155 per 500 pace. I've really gotten more comfortable with keeping my strokes per minute low, like in the high 20s or like mid 20s, and then just pulling strong and getting a good solid breath in after every stroke. Whereas if I try to take more of that aerobic breath, but then the ski starts to hurt a little bit towards the end, like my breathing effort is not matching my muscular effort, and it's going to cause me to kind of panic a little bit. So by taking a good smooth cadence with a little bit more power in it, I've been working more on my hip hinge and more throwing my core into the ski, and I've noticed that my minutes per 500, what used to be like 201 is now like 155 for the same effort. So just putting more muscle into it and not working at a higher stroke rate, I'm able to stay more relaxed and pull it faster. So that's good. So yeah, 250 meter ski. Just to do something, just to kind of just get the body moving a little bit. And then we did 20 meter sled pull. First 2 rounds, I put 450 on there, including the sled. And then the last 3 rounds, I put 550 on there. We moved all the way up to 550. So yeah, it was like 2 rounds at 450, 2 rounds at 500, and then the last round was 550. So again, my turf is pretty thick here. It's pretty squishy. So the sled definitely does go down into the turf, where like if you have like a really thin piece of turf on top of like concrete, I'm sure your sleds move relatively fast. We do have a new turf here. It is pretty squishy, so like there is some resistance on the turf, which is great for Hyrox training. But it still does move pretty quick. So the one thing that I was working on today was working on my box, working on managing my rope and managing my breath. One thing I tell a lot of my youth athletes is like when we're engaging, like in a sprint, a lot of or like a sit-up or something like that. A lot of my youth clients, I check to see if they're breathing. A lot of them are more engaged, and they're trying to get from point A to point B as fast as possible. And in result, they're holding their breath. So I was working really hard on focusing on breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out as I was walking backwards to make sure that my legs aren't blowing up, and that when I am finished here, my legs have plenty of oxygen in them to leave the station and start running. So that's the session for today. Probably just go for a little chill run after my climb here, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow at the track. Okay, we are finally at the track. It is about 1 p.m. Had a busy morning. Had to get ready to school. Did some work at the college. Kind of got all of our end of the season paperwork all wrapped up. Was thinking about pushing this off another day. It is ungodly windy. It is insanely windy. It's probably steady 30-mile-an-hour wind right now. But anyway, I still got a long run this week. I'm going to try to kind of go against what I always say and like don't feel like you have to cram everything in a 7-day window. But with the race coming up, there's just a few more workouts that I want to get in. And I think that's one thing that is normal to feel. We'll talk about that for right now. Make sure this mic's still working. Yeah. One thing that is normal when it comes to Hyrox training, marathon training, half marathon training, when you're kind of getting new to it, but you've been like consistent, whether you're consistent or inconsistent, I think there's some feelings that come with training that are always going to happen. And I want you to know that you are completely normal for feeling this way. And maybe you feel super fatigued. Maybe you feel like shit. Maybe some days you're like, dude, I just can't get out the door. Like maybe I'm coming down with something, or man, my race is in 3 weeks. I feel like I'm missing something. I feel like I have to do more. I got to do more. Thinking that you just got to cram in. Like you think that maybe the people around you, the people that you're watching are doing some sort of secret workout that is like the recipe, when it's coming down to the last couple weeks before your race. I just want you to know it's completely normal to feel like when you cross that finish line, like you could have done more. You should have done this. That's life, man. That's life. And just being as consistent as your life allows you to be and getting the quality rest, keeping up on your nutrition, keeping up on your sleep is just as valuable as getting that last minute workout. Now, yeah, I've had plenty of weeks, these last few weeks, where hey man, I've got 45 minutes to spare. Last year, I probably would have just been like, I'm just gonna chill. And like last night, Reagan had basketball at the YMCA. I jumped on the treadmill for a mile and a half. They have a sled there. The turf there is really, really, really hard to push the sled on. It's almost more like football turf where it's got like the grass on it, so it's directional grass. And I was like, oh man, this sled like hardly moves. So like I turned that into a positive. So 2.5 mile run on the treadmill, moved a really tough sled around for 15 minutes while Reagan played basketball. So little itty bitty things like that. You also got to, like, when you do squeeze little workouts in, like when you have a busy life, you're a full-time worker, parent, blah, blah, blah. Like you know what? I took advantage of a 30-minute period and I got some good work done. So you got to look at those as wins too. And on the days where, hey, you know what, man, I just couldn't get my long run in, life was just in the way. Like, at the end of the day, you get in what you can, and that's what we're going to do now. So the weather has made a turn from summer to probably going on winter here. Our fall usually doesn't last very long here. It's probably about, I don't know, feels like it's about 40 degrees outside. It's howling. But today we have a 2-mile warm-up, and then we have an 800-meter tempo, about, Jesus Christ, I'm blowing everywhere. See if this thing's still on. Then we have an 800-meter tempo, about 6:15 pace. And then we're going to do 2 by 4 by 400. So 4 by 400 and then a 4 by 400. The first 400 is going to be at around 5K pace. So we're shooting for like 5:45 a mile. And then we are going to do about a 400-meter jog in between those sets. And then 200-meter jog after every rep. Slow jog, and then the second 4 by 400 will be at like 3K pace. So ran a 4K about 5:50 pace. So that'd probably be more around, like, we're probably going to shoot for like 5:35, 5:40 pace today. Probably just keep it like anywhere between sub 6 to 5:40. With the wind today, who knows what pace you're going to feel like. Today is just about turnover, just turning the legs over, feeling fast. I did make a little adjustment last night as I added some speed laces to the On Cloud Boom Echo 3, which I am going to do today's workout in that shoe, just to make sure that lace system feels good. The laces in those shoes that come with those shoes are like 3 feet long. So definitely don't need, every time I've done a sim or a race, I've looked down at my shoe and it's like completely untied. So definitely don't need that shit happening in Chicago. So yep, going to rock just got these bad boys. Those are the Cloud On Surfer. Great shoe. Great. I mean, if you just want a shoe that just feels like athletic, like if you were to do like Orange Theory, or if you did like a lighter weight CrossFit and you want to go out and run some mileage in it, like this is a pretty dynamic shoe. It's soft, but like not too soft. I could go in the gym, deadlift, like overhead strength, like I could do box jumps, farmer's carry, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, gonna get suited up here and we'll get this warm up out of the way. All stretched out, all primed up. There are just luckily these are chained to the ground because these are just blowing everywhere. The one over there scared the crap out of me. I thought I was going to go out in the track, but it's chained. All right, rep number 1 is going to be an 800. We're just going to shoot for like 6:20, 6:15 pace. Let's just get the workout started, get me feeling good for the 400s. Yeah, I'm here solo. I was going to have a buddy come do some drone footage. Schedule didn't work out. I got to get this workout in. And yeah, this is going to be, I think this is going to be just as good mentally as it is going to be physically, as it's uncomfortable. And luckily, in 2 weeks, I'll be inside Navy Pier running, and hopefully it's like a cool, like 61 degrees in there. But I'm racing Hyrox Pro. And if you're ever in the Pro Wave, you know the Pro Wave is clear at the end of the day. So I would assume that Navy Pier will be nice and sticky and humid from everybody's body sweat from the event. But it is what it is. It's better than this shit. Okay. First set is done. Oh my God, it's just getting worse and worse and worse. I know I'm such a weather complainer, but I don't care. There's nothing worse than running circles around a track and then just getting blasted by the wind. But first set's done. It's just not easy I don't want to obsess with looking at my watch. Like I said earlier, like I'm really trying to get good at knowing, like, all right, that's 5:40. That's 6:10. Oh my God. That's 7:30 pace. For me, 7:30 pace still plays a very valuable role for me as last year in Chicago, I think when the race went pretty bad, my recovery pace dropped from 7:30 probably down to 8:15. This year, my goal is worst case scenario, I want recovery pace to be 7:20, 7:25, and then speed up every one. So just gotta go. Just got no fuel. We're gonna start the second one. I'll take you for this loop. Like I said, we were just holding about 550s there. I'll post the splits here in this loop. But we got a 400-meter jog recovery. We're gonna start it pretty soon. Yeah, now we're gonna work down to hopefully 5:30, 5:35 pace. Not sure if this wind's gonna allow me, but let's get ready to roll. All right, perfect. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ooh, kind of died down a little bit. I don't know how people run marathons with these things. My arm's on fire. Let's switch. Oh, nice. Oh, not smart. I saw 4:45 at the end. Probably shouldn't have. Probably shouldn't have ran with my right hand. Probably should not have ran with my watch. All right, camera's going back in the bag. Last set was done. I don't know. Just the 200-meter float made it honest because then you had to always just start. You were never going to favor one side of the track. One side was going to be your first 200, one side was going to be your second 200, and then flip-flop. So every other rep was just kind of okay, go out mild and then finish hard. And then the other one was just kind of go out hard and then just see if I could hold on. So pretty little more dynamic than just your normal, just flat day at the track. All right, we got about a 90-second walk here, and then we're going to finish with 4x200 with a 90-second standing rest. Yeah, we'll take you along for the first one here. I think this is gonna close pretty soon, so I might not do the cool down. Track's usually open till the public till about 3 o'clock. I think it's about 2:45. So, all right, let's do some 200s. Not sure what's gonna hurt worse, the 400 or 200s. I can tell you one thing: I won't be disciplined in these 200s. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ooh, 410. 410, baby. That's spicy. All right. In my typical fashion, I'm in a gigantic hurry
Got a client here in a little bit. Gonna make a quick little protein bowl, a little sludge, we call it. I think that's the common word for this kind of concoction. Just a bunch of sludge. So we're gonna go. I got a scoop left in this bad boy. Oh, this stuff smells good though. Just a scoop and a half. Might as well just get the rest of this. Scoop and a half of vanilla protein. Do a little dash of some chocolate milk. A little extra protein, make some consistency here. Got some yogurt, some Greek yogurt here. Chop up a little banana. Yeah. Chuck that bad boy in there. Got some raspberries. Man down. Man down. Okay. And I will attempt to stir all that up. Add my favorite ingredient, a little maple syrup. And then yeah, after about 2.5 business days of stirring, this is what you get. All right, gang, gonna take you through one of my sessions with one of my youth clients. This is one of the kids that I am comfortable filming. I've been filming him for a long time. Knox has been with me for probably a little over 2 years. He is a BMX racer here in the Quad Cities. He has been ranked one of the best in the world for a very long time. He is phenomenal. He's always been racing up. He's in the expert class. I don't know all the lingo for BMX, but I do train a lot of BMX racers here in the area. So it's cool to see these guys go from where they're at, and then they rank points, and they rack up points, and they get to move from beginner to intermediate to expert, and then some will move up in age group. So it's been really fun to learn their sport and kind of put my training into effect that makes sense for their sport. So take you through a little bit of his session that we did tonight. Like I said, tonight he's got trick or treat tonight. He's probably gonna race again this weekend. They have their local track and they race basically every weekend here. So tonight was not about really beating him up or anything. It was just kind of more or less just keeping him keeping his rhythm in check, keeping his just worked a couple engines. We worked a lot of power. We did a lot of power on the rowing. We did a lot of power on the assault bike. We did a lot of power on the sled pushing. And then we just used the ropes to kind of just work on his agility and just stay focused. As you'll see, we do a couple movements with the rope where I try to kind of get in his way by pushing him around a little bit and just keeping his mind focused and being in the moment. As I know, when it comes to racing BMX, there's a lot of jostling going on. There's a lot of pushing. There's a lot of shoulders. So if I can keep him moving at a nice threshold while I'm also trying to kind of get in the way of his ability to work. So yeah, that was kind of the purpose for tonight's session. So take you through a little bit of that. Side. Quick feet, quick feet, quick feet, quick feet, quick feet. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good job, dude. All right, gang. It is about 8:30. I am home now. Reagan and I just went trick-or-treating for about 2.5 hours. Her mom lives over in another neighbor city here called Bettendorf, and they're side by side. Anyway, their trick-or-treat was 5 to 7, and then my neighborhood was 5:30 to 7:30. So we were able to kind of double dip a little bit. So we did some trick-or-treating in Bettendorf. We did some trick-or-treating in Davenport. Went to my mom's house. Her neighborhood is phenomenal for trick-or-treating and like Christmas lights and all that. So we spent some time over there. Took some leftovers from their house. I've got some chicken Alfredo here. I'm going to down this, call it a night. Got some good workouts coming up here the next Friday and Sunday. One of my training clients is also doing the women's open for Hyrox Chicago.
So we're both running late night. I think she starts at 7 and I'm around 8. So it could be 7:30 for her. It could be 8:30 for me. So we're going to start implementing the next week or so some evening workouts. So we are going to both do a late night session tomorrow, Friday, and then I'm sorry, early morning session tomorrow, late night session on Sunday. So tomorrow we'll probably just do some strength in the morning. I know she's got a big run in the morning, and then Sunday night, her and I will probably both do some sort of like more intensity style sim. So we'll most likely get some content of that. So anyway, we're gonna wrap up the video here. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.